Thanks for joining us today. I'm Gabe Garish, owner of Backwoods Pursuit, and today we're going to take a look at the Nitecore NB10000 Ultralight Power Bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp lightweight power bank. It is the lightest one that I've found, and so I was super interested in how this performed both in the backcountry as well as around the house. It's great for traveling, hiking, hunting, backpacking, any of those activities where you need to take a little bit of power with you in case you need to recharge your headlamp, your phone, or anything of that nature. Stick around as we do that. I was able to test this out, so I want to relay those results to you and how it performed for me. As always, we really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check out our website, backwoodspursuit.com. A ton of gear reviews over there. I'll put links to that down in the description, as well as a link to the Nitecore NB10000 Gen 2 Ultralight Power Bank. Let's get started. All right, now a couple of the basics with the Nitecore NB10000 Gen 2 Ultralight Power Bank. This thing is awesome in the weight, particularly at 5.36 ounces on my scale. They say it's 5.29 ounces, so right on par with what they advertise. That's awesome. It's made up of carbon panels and frame. That's one of the reasons why it's so light. Comes with a cable here, USB-A, USB-C cable, but if you have an Apple device, then you're gonna need to bring a charger for that, or if you need to charge, say, a Garmin Mini, or another GPS type of device that takes the old style USB device or charging cable, then you need to bring that along, but it does come with that one. It is awesome in that you have both the USB-A and USB-C charging ports, and those are both output ports, so you can charge off both of those. So if you have the type of charger that is USB-C to USB-C, you can go ahead and bring that in. It'll do a great job with that. Now, one of the changes in the Gen 2 model here is that the button now doesn't have the LEDs illuminated behind it. It has a separate button that is, it clicks very well. It's very tactile that way. You have 3 LEDs here that indicate the charge in it. Now, it does actually have 4 LEDs, but the 4th LED is used only if you are putting this in slow charge mode, which is by hard pressing this power button. So if you have something like a headlamp or a smaller device that needs to be slow charged, which some devices do, it has the ability to do that. It also features protection from overcharging your phone, which is awesome, so you don't have to worry about leaving it plugged in and it damaging your phone. So that's great. I do wish you had 4 buttons or 4 LEDs here for the standard charging. I found that having 3 there, it can be a little bit difficult to tell how much battery life you have left in the NB10000. Not a huge deal, but 4 would be a little bit nicer. Just a personal preference of mine. Now, I did like how the new Gen 2 model has the yellow outlined USB inputs and outputs there. Makes it a little easier, especially if it's dark, if you're, say, you're in your tent or something like that, when you're out camping or hiking or hunting. It makes it a little bit easier to find that, be able to plug that in if you need to. So that worked really well. I liked that. I love the size. It is awesome to throw in your backpack or wherever you're traveling to. And it's just so lightweight. It's perfect that way, particularly for the traveler or backpacker. Now for how this thing performed. So my phone here has a 4,500 milliamp battery. This is a 10,000 milliamp battery pack. I was hoping to get 2 plus a little over 2 charges out of it. It didn't quite perform that way. I performed 3 different tests. One, I charged this thing fully, took it out hunting for a week, and was backpacking hunting in temperatures in down to about 10 degrees up to 40 or 50 degrees, so a pretty wide range of temperatures, which that can wreak havoc on batteries, of course. Over the course of that week and then bringing it back, I was able to get 1.6 charges out of my phone out of this device. So not too bad, not quite as much as I was hoping for, but it did pretty darn well that way. Now I did a couple of other tests where there wasn't any temperature, so it was more in around the house. Saw how many times I could charge the phone. Completely depleted my phone in all these tests down to where it shut off by itself, and there's just nothing left to the battery. Fully charged the NB10000 and recharged the phone, let the phone here fully dissipate to where it shut off again, charged again. Whether it was cold or not outside, I got about that 1.5 charges out of this device to my phone. So approximately 1.5 charges. It'd get it up to between 50 and 60% on the second charge of the phone. So again, like I said, not quite the 2 charges I was hoping for, but pretty good, pretty solid for a 10,000 milliamp battery pack. It does a great job that way. Another thing that this does have that I loved was how it features fast charge. So charge times, it was from fully empty to where my phone totally shut off to charging a 4,500 milliamp phone. It took about 2.5 hours, not quite 2.5 hours, to fully charge it to 100%. So very fast charging, where another battery pack that I've used, another ultralight pack, is not nearly that fast. It's a standard charge, so it doesn't charge nearly as fast as that. So it can take overnight to get a phone fully charged. So I really appreciate that, how fast that charges for the NB10K. Now when I went to recharge this, it took about 5 to 6 hours from this being fully dissipated to 0, where it wasn't charging the device at all anymore, to when this was fully charged, plugged into the wall or the computer or whatnot. So it charges pretty quickly as well. It's not quite as fast as it does as far as its output, but it does very good on its charging, 5 to 6 hours to get this fully charged again. Now, one other thing I did do as far as when I was using this on the trail, because this model is not fully waterproof, they do make a couple that are fully waterproof. I went ahead and stuck it in a plastic, heavy-duty plastic bag along with the cables, and then put that inside a little sil nylon pouch inside my pack, just to give it a little extra protection. That's probably overkill, probably don't need to do that, but I did do that just to make sure that there wasn't any water issues, because we were in some pretty rough weather, rain and snow over the course of that week when I was out hunting here in November. So that's just something, a little tip that I like to do with my ultralight power banks here, but don't necessarily need to depending on the weather. So that is the Nitecore NB10000 Gen 2 model. It's ultralight, it's awesome, it's great for backpackers. Not necessarily something you're going to want to, going to be able to take if you're going to be gone for a long time on the trail. If you need more, you may want to go step up to the NB20K. It's going to give you extra juice, more charges, but this is a great weekend to maybe 4 or so days out on the trail, or if you're just traveling across the country, that sort of thing, also a great option. I'll put a link to this down in the description for you if you want to check it out. Drop any questions or comments for us. Love to help you out if we can. Thanks for watching here today, and we will see you next time.